When we think of goals, we often imagine things like promotions, making more money, getting in shape, and so on. However, achieving success in these things is rarely about the goal itself. We would all like positive outcomes, to feel that we have control over our lives. We also know what it will take to get there. The key is staying consistent in the tasks and daily challenges that will allow us to reach those goals. While consistency and discipline are obviously the ways to keep at a goal, for most of us, we have to create a system to reward ourselves for showing up each day. Finding the passion for what we are doing and keeping our eyes on the target ahead, that's the key. Behavioral studies have suggested there are two main pathways towards that motivation. There are external rewards and internal rewards, or external and internal motivators. These are extrinsic and intrinsic. Intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation are two types of motivation that can drive human behavior. When we think of intrinsic motivation, it refers to the internal drive to engage in an activity for tasks for its own sake, because the activity itself is enjoyable or fulfilling. People who are intrinsically motivated are more likely to engage in activities that they find personally meaningful or enjoyable, and may experience a sense of satisfaction or accomplishment just from doing the activity itself. When we think about extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, that refers to the external factors that motivate someone to engage in an activity, such as the rewards or punishments. Extrinsic motivation comes from outside the person, and it's often used as an incentive or to incentivize behavior that may not be inherently enjoyable or fulfilling. For example, an employee may be extrinsically motivated to work harder, but only if they are offered a bonus for meeting the sales goal. When we think about effectively using intrinsic and extrinsic motivation to achieve our goals, it's important to understand how each type of motivation can be applied in different situations. Here are some tips. First, set clear and meaningful goals. Both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation are going to be more effective when the goals you are trying to achieve are clear and meaningful. Identify what it is you want to accomplish and why it matters to you. This can help you tap into your intrinsic motivation, as you will be more likely to enjoy and find purpose in the pursuit of what you're doing. Second, use extrinsic rewards selectively. So those external or extrinsic rewards, they can be a useful tool for motivating behavior, but they should really only be used selectively and with care. When using extrinsic rewards, you want to make sure that they're tied to specific behaviors or milestones, and they're not just given out simply for showing up or doing the bare minimum. Third, in order to cultivate intrinsic motivation, focus on the intrinsic rewards of your goals, such as the satisfaction of mastering a skill, mastering a new skill, or the enjoyment of creative expression. Make sure you are engaged in activities that you find personally fulfilling rather than just chasing those external factors, those external rewards. Fourth, create a supportive environment. Intrinsic motivation can be way more easily sustained when you're in an environment that supports your goals and one that allows you to work towards them without distractions or undue stress. Seek out social support from friends, family, or colleagues, people that share your goals, and try to eliminate distractions. Try to eliminate really any obstacle that's going to impede your progress. And number 5, stay flexible. Both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation can be effective, but they may work differently for different people or in different situations. Stay open to experimenting with different strategies and be willing to adjust your approach as needed to keep yourself motivated and on track. So how do we apply these ideas to ourselves and in particular our teams? So when we think about the intrinsic motivation, you want to make sure that you're providing opportunities for autonomy. Give people control over the work and allow them to make decisions about how they approach tasks. Second, offer feedback and recognition. Provide constructive feedback and recognize people's efforts and accomplishments. Third, create a sense of purpose. Connect people's work to a larger mission or purpose and help them see how their efforts are contributing to that greater good. Fourth, encourage learning and growth. Provide opportunities for people to develop new skills and pursue their interests. And foster a sense of community. Create that supportive and collaborative environment where your teams or people at your organization feel connected to each other and invested in each other's success. When we think about those extrinsic motivations that we want to use selectively, use the rewards and incentives, offer bonuses, promotions, or other rewards to motivate people, achieve very specific goals. So provide clear expectations, right? Set clear expectations for performance and make sure that people understand what they have to do to succeed. You can also use competition. Create a competitive environment where people are motivated to outperform their peers. And then provide support and resources. Make sure people have the resources and support they need to reach those goals that you've set. And then public recognition. Highlight some people's accomplishments and successes in public settings, such as team meetings or company-wide announcements. That's the best way to let people know that you really appreciate them. And to use these techniques effectively, it's important to understand that the specific needs and preferences of yourself, your team, not everyone will respond to the same motivational strategies. So it may be helpful to experiment with different techniques and solicit feedback from individuals to see what is working well and what could be improved. Also, it's important to strike a balance between the two types of motivation. Relying too heavily on one or the other may undermine the effectiveness of the other over time. If you have questions on how to apply this information or want to chat about motivation or any other topic that I discuss in these videos, leave a comment below or shoot me an email. My contact info is in the description below, and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.